Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Noodly was nil, Nate Gaffney. My name is Nate Gaffney, and today I have a special one for you. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this video, and welcome to my hotel room. So right now, guys, I'm actually away on a business trip, hence the hotel room, shooting video for an organization that has hired my business. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about making money in 2022 as a photographer and videographer, getting your foot in the door to position yourself to make money as a creative in 2022 and beyond, what your portfolio might need in order to get some of these jobs, what it will require from you and your time and how much you have to invest into it, some of the communication skills that you might need in order to pull some of this stuff off, and what to do if you're stuck or if you're a beginner and you just don't really know what to do. So guys, this is just a chat about all of those things and about working in the field as a creative. Quick disclaimer before we start, this video is from my experience. I am telling you things that have worked for me. I'm not a financial advisor or a business consultant. Really, I'm just telling you kind of my experience and what I work on in order to grow and provide more opportunities for myself as a creative in the field, and I hope that some of it resonates with you, and if you like it, cool, and if you don't, that's cool too. I'm just glad that you stopped by to check it out. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to mention here is working within your means. What I mean by that is you don't need to save up a ton of money to buy brand new equipment in order to get started. If you own a camera or you've been shooting for a little while, continue to use that gear and focus on other ways that you can position yourself to make money. If you don't have thousands of dollars laying around to go and buy crazy equipment, but this is still your passion and you still want to make money for it, it's still doable. You just have to be able to focus on the things that you have to do within your means to kind of get you to that next level or that next step, which is something that I had to do for about 4 or 5 years before I really started seeing big changes and big results from my efforts. And so another thing here is just thinking about time. If this is something that you really, really want for your life as a career, this is something you're passionate about, I would suggest that you think about it long term. Just because you haven't gotten a gig in a couple months doesn't mean you're not ever going to get one again, or it doesn't mean that you're not cut out for it. It doesn't speak about you as a creative or your potential as a creative. Not getting gigs back to back to back to back can be discouraging, but it shouldn't make you want to quit altogether. Next thing that I want to bring up here is your portfolio. Ask yourself, what does your portfolio look like right now? What does it consist of? Are the elements of your portfolio conveying to your viewer that you are a wedding photographer, or you're an automotive photographer, or you like shooting videos of events or music, or you have to really think about what it is that you want to shoot and make sure that your portfolio is reflecting that. It can be confusing for people when they go to your website and they see that you only have a few pictures of some food photography and then a few pictures of some portraits and then a few pictures of some cars. It's not really consistent. I think you have to position your work in photography and videography to give yourself a unique edge. People want to see something different, or they want to see something that they can relate to or connect with. There are probably tons of people that think like you, walk like you, dress like you. You have a market out there of people that will want to hire you. You just have to work on conveying who you are as an artist through your photography and videography, and make sure that that's a priority. I think you should go through your portfolio and ask yourself that question. See if you're happy with the work that you have there. And if you're not happy with what you're seeing, then that should be an indicator that you need to upgrade your portfolio. But the main thing is that people are gonna look at that first before they even decide to message you. Position your unique voice, make sure that there's tons of content surrounding that theme, and then keep on it, keep developing that. Create an identity or a brand for yourself so that people can connect your work with your name. They can look at one of your images and say, oh yeah, that's a Nate Gaffney image. That's what I want people to do. I want people to recognize my work when they see it and then want more. And if you can do that, you'll have clients coming in from all around. This kind of leads me to the next point here, which is making time to do what you have to do. For a lot of us, we work a regular full-time job, and when we're starting our photography and videography careers, we're just doing it on the side when we have time. It's even trickier when you have a family, kids, a spouse, and you're really just trying to find any amount of time that you have in order to grow your passion, and that can be extremely difficult. I would say double down on the aspects that convey who you are to the world. If your portfolio is not caught up or upgraded or up to date with your latest and best work, make sure that that's dealt with right away. If you don't like the way that your website looks, for example, the font choice is off, the design of the website doesn't flow naturally, it doesn't convey a strong presence to somebody who lands on it, that's something that you need to fix too. I would say that this is more so the infrastructure of your business and what you're doing, and I would really look after that as well. This is what worked for me. I shot all the time. Anytime I had that was mine, I would shoot. I would shoot video and I would shoot photo. And what I would do with that work is I would put it online, I'd pick my best stuff, and I would continually just upgrade my portfolio as I went, continuously taking out stuff that I thought wasn't that great, and then I would put on better stuff. And as I'm doing that, it just slowly gets better. Make sure you have a good artist bio on your website so that people are reading it and they can understand who you are and what you want to do and what you've been up to. All of these things contribute to giving you a unique voice, which is definitely going to make you stand out. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to stand out. So position yourself as much as you can. I can't stress that enough. As much as you possibly can to have a unique voice. So you've gotten to the point where people are interested in your work and they actually want to hire you, or they're considering hiring you. First thing here, bringing it back to the previous point, this is why your portfolio is actually so important to have up to date and be filled with the kind of content that you want to be working on. If your portfolio is well developed and you're in a conversation with somebody negotiating a price, and you can send them a link to your portfolio and tell them, yeah, I've worked on something similar, here, take a look. Yeah, I've done that in the past, it's right here. And you're referencing people back to your portfolio. You're basically communicating to them that, you take yourself seriously, your portfolio is up to date, you take that seriously as well, and that you're confident in your abilities to deliver a product that they are looking for. But the main thing is negotiating. And if you truly have no idea how much your time is worth and how much your work is worth, if somebody inquires asking you about pricing, what I would suggest to you is write them back and say, how much is your budget? Ask them. If you're really unsure, and put it in their field, and you might be surprised. It might be a lot more than what you expected, could be a lot less, but that should sort of indicate to you where you are, right? Like if somebody offers you, $500 for a day-long photo shoot, you decide, is that a good amount of money? Do you think it's worth it? How many photos are you going to be delivering to them? How much time is it going to take you to actually do the post editing? How are you going to deliver it to them? Are you going to just send them a bunch of files via WeTransfer, or are you going to do a personalized gallery? You have to think about your services, your time, your skill set, your unique voice, and how all of these things kind of come together to communicate to the other person that you do have value. After you do that 5, 6, 10 times, you start to understand, okay, people are expecting around this amount of money for this amount of work. Am I comfortable with that? Can I raise it a little bit? That's up to you. I will say, the more work that you do, the busier that you are, your time becomes more valuable. When you're really busy and your portfolio is banging, you have an opportunity to charge more money. And that's just how it is. The more work that you get, the more that you can charge. And then that is just kind of a cycle upwards, and eventually you might be able to do this as a full-time career. Who knows? Don't undercut yourself. Your work has a lot of value to it, and undercutting yourself actually might scare clients away as well. When I very first started photography about 7 years ago, I got a gig kind of like right off the bat, and it was, I think, a rare opportunity for me, and I blew it because they had asked me to shoot a swimsuit line. They wanted me to shoot, bikinis and swimming trunks and all this stuff at a cottage for a weekend. And they said, how much would you charge for a job like this? We'd like to have you come out to this cottage for the weekend. And what I said to them was $150. Yeah. And looking back on that is just so cringy and embarrassing, but I can tell you this, I was extremely eager to work. I really wanted the opportunity, and that's why I offered so little money. But what it conveyed to them is, this dude has no experience. He has no idea how much something like this costs. he clearly isn't going to give us the content that we want, and so we're just not even going to consider him. I didn't hear back, and that was it. So don't undercut yourself. I know I just said don't undercut yourself. However, if you're a brand new photographer or videographer, you have zero work in your portfolio, this is what I suggest. Figure out the thing that you really want to shoot. If you don't know what to shoot, just go shoot for fun. Go and shoot a bunch of stuff for fun. That's fine. If you're kind of at that point though, where you're a new photographer, you've been shooting for a little while, you want to start making money, but you don't really know how, you're going to have to start to build that portfolio. So I would say, ask yourself this: what do you want to take photos of? What do you want to take videos of? Once you have that answered, go and do a bunch of that work for a very small price or nothing, for free. There's a few reasons behind this. Number one, you're actually gonna enjoy it because it's something that you love to do and you love to photograph and take video of, and that's, you know, a passion for you. Number two, you're getting your foot kind of in the door in that particular strain of photography or videography, and that is super important. And so I would advise that, you know, you don't charge a whole lot, or you do it for free, just so that your portfolio has a foundation. No one's going to pay you for the first time if you have no work to show them. And so that's why I suggest you do that in the very beginning. Here's an example in real life. When I moved to Montreal back in 2018, I was kind of starting my, you know, working photography career, and I wanted to take pictures of people at the time. But I didn't know anybody in Montreal, and my portfolio was pretty crap. So what I did was I ended up posting on Instagram. I put in the location, Montreal, and I basically said, looking for models for a free portrait shoot. So I had like a few people reach out to me. What I did was I shot with those people, and I said, listen, I'm not expecting to be paid from this shoot, but what I ask that you do is go and post all of the photos that I took for you on your story and on your social media, and say that @Nate Gaffney is looking for models. And so I did that. Within a couple weeks, I was shooting consistently with about 10 people. That turned into about 20 people. And by that time, I had a huge portfolio of portraits, and my name was starting to get somewhere a little bit in Montreal. And after I got to a point where I had a well-rounded portfolio and I was liking some of the shots I was getting, I started to charge a little bit of money for my portrait shoots. And by that point, people were asking me all the time, hey Nate, can we do a shoot soon? And then I was able to say, yeah, for sure, just to let you know, I've raised my prices a little bit. Here's what they are now. And I think at the time it was like $150 for a shoot, sometimes less. If they were a student, I'd cut them a deal. I'd give them $75 for a shoot. So it was like a very small amount of money, but it's funny because that actually launched me into getting my first photo job, and I was hired as a men's fashion photographer. That ended up working well. I started to make enough money that I could, like, you know, kind of live off of photography, and then that became a job for me. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm right there with you. I'm a working creative, a filmmaker, photographer. It's my passion. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life. In the beginning, that was very, very difficult to do, and I navigated it in a very messy way. And I hope that, you know, hearing this today might help you save some time on that journey and help you get to where you want to be a little bit quicker. But all that to say, be patient with yourself. Put in the work when you can put in the work, and continue to look at how you can position yourself to be unique, and make sure that your work is there. Work on having all of your content ready for people to see. Update your portfolio, have your social medias bumping. These are all important things as a creative nowadays. That's how people find you, is by interacting with you online. Don't stop what you're doing. I think you're an amazing human being, and you got this. Guys, if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments. You can shoot me a message too. I usually answer DMs on Instagram, so you can check me out there @Nate Gaffney. I'd love to chat with some of you guys. And also, thanks for the love and support lately. I just kind of started this YouTube thing in 2022, and it's been a blast so far. And I'm really, really happy, and I take a lot of pride in seeing the small community that we're building here just grow and grow and grow. And yeah, it's just super fulfilling. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel, but I never really put in the effort until now. And so, you know, having people that even watch these videos means a lot to me. So, Waliwan, thank you. Noodly was Nil Nate Gaffney. My name is Nate Gaffney. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers.